The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. After 9 years of court battles, Kokopo Town Mayor Isidore Bonga was finally sentenced by the Kokopo District Court to 2 years in prison with hard labor at the Kerevat jail. Bonga was recently found guilty for dangerous driving causing death. The defendant, 43 years, from Takubar village, Kokopo Vunamami Urban LLG in East New Britain Province, was charged with 1 count of dangerous driving, causing the death of Jack Livuan, father of 3, on Saturday, May 18, 2013, about 4 a.m. along the Vunamami-Bitawawad Road. The court heard that Bonga was driving a white Nissan utility vehicle dangerously and passed a group of youths with his headlights on full beam and without slowing down towards Kokopo in the company of 3, including a policeman, when the accident occurred. The victim was hit by the vehicle and flew 19 meters on impact. He was taken to the hospital but died after arrival. The sale of alcohol outside of licensed premises and uncontrolled sale of uncertified alcohol drinks should be enforced by the police. Member for Bulolo Sam Basil Jr. raised this recently following an increase in alcohol-related incidents.
Member for Bulolo Sam Basil Jr. is concerned at the alarming rate of incidents caused by the consumption of alcohol in Bulolo and along the highway leading to the border provinces. He says Bulolo Highway caters for people traveling to Leh from Wawaria and Minyama, and also from Marawaka in Eastern Highlands and Kintiba in Gulf, and wants it to be safe for the traveling public. It is also becoming a known for offensive weapons such as bush knives and catapults, guns and now wire catapults to be carried around openly in public. Basil Jr. is concerned that there are many ethnic groups from PNG working or living permanently in Bulolo, and any conflicts must be avoided or reduced. A submission will be presented to the Bulolo District Authority to ensure all liquor sales is done by licensed businesses and liquor laws are strictly enforced. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Another member of parliament has passed on. MP for Pogera Payela Maso Karipe passed away last night after battling a long illness. Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso has confirmed his passing. Late Karipe was first elected to the 11th Parliament in the 2022 National General Election for the Pogera Payela Open seat as an independent candidate. He later joined the Pangu Party. The Pogera Payela electorate was one of 7 new electorates created by the government in 2022. Late Karipe was also appointed as chairman of Emergency last September and was a member of the Public Accounts Parliament Committee under the Marpe Rosso cabinet. Currently, the Department of Finance appoints treasurers for provinces and districts. This means that these treasurers do not come under the jurisdiction of the provincial government. One of the endorsed resolutions at the 2nd Provincial Governors Conference in Leh was that the provincial and district treasurers should come under the Department of Personal Management recruitment process. Chairman of the Bipartisan Committee and Governor for Morbe Province, Luther Wenge, outlined this at the conclusion of the 2-day event this afternoon. He said the governors want the provincial and district treasurers to report to the provincial administrator and not the finance department. This, they hope, will streamline the process of funding disbursement. One of the senior governors, NCD Governor Paus Pakop, said all line agencies, including DPM, were present during the sessions.
Also in alignment, so the trajectory is very clear. We are committed towards making sure that in the future all the impediments in terms of structural impediments or legal impediments or administrative impediments or financial impediments are cleared so that, government at the provincial level and at the national level, going down to district level, are functioning well and providing services and development for our people, creating opportunities for our people.
The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, or RPNGC, has raised a total of 41,000 kina to support breast cancer awareness in the country. The money was raised 2 weeks ago through the hosting of a sausage sizzle and the selling of customized T-shirts at the Boroko Police Station car park.
A total of 55 contributors consisting of 8 individuals and 47 business houses and groups contributed towards the RPNGC's Pinktober awareness that was held 2 weeks ago. Groups and individuals that assisted are 22 Fried Chicken, Okari Trading, M&H Trading, Lucky Horse Trading, City Point Restaurant, Goodpla Limited, and 2 Fast Motors, to name a few. Deputy Commissioner of Police Joanne Clarkson said the money will be divided to support the patients in the cancer ward of Port Moresby General Hospital and the PNG Cancer Foundation. She said as an influent agency of the government, RPNGC has taken this approach to help support the fight against breast cancer.
Important that as an institution of the state, as an influential institution of the state, I should say, we lend our voice and our support to not only raising awareness about cancer and its impact and effect on individuals and families right across our country, but also do what we can to support in a small way.
Clarkson said the fundraising was a success, and having witnessed the effectiveness of such a program to raise much-needed cancer funds, they plan to take it out to the other regions next year.
Next year, we're going to try and stretch it out to the regions. So simultaneously on that day, we'll run one here in Lae, in Hagen, in Kokopo, and possibly in the autonomous region of Bougainville. Because as I said, I think it's critically important that as an influential institution of the state and of this country, we lend our voices.
Medical oncologist at Port Moresby General Hospital, Peter Olali, thanked RPNGC for supporting the fight against breast cancer. He said the money will go towards supporting patches of medicine for these patients. Meanwhile, PNG Cancer Foundation Executive Manager Kimberly Kapigeno also thanked RPNGC for the support which will contribute to the development and improvement of cancer awareness material and extending of the awareness campaign into the country.
Foundation is truly honored and privileged to join hands with the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary and its general partners to amplify the situational awareness of breast cancer and other cancers that are prevalent in PNG.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale-race family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite of mine. Sandy Sicola, scale rise on scale price. Sandy Sicola, scale rise on scale price. Amber, you like it?
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
It takes a lot to be a rodeo kid.
Some people let nerves get to them, some people don't.
She won't take losing very well.
It does make a mama nervous.
It's gonna happen. You just don't know when or how bad it's gonna be.
It's good in the rodeo industry to have a very short memory.
Kid Rodeo, a brand new series coming soon on Outdoor.
Boxing's brightest stars shine on one knockout night.
He is down!
The Mexican monster, undefeated superstar David Benavidez.
Benavidez unloading! What more do you want?
Defends his title against undefeated Demetrius Andrade.
Andrade explodes!
And Jermall Charlo returns to take on Jose Benavidez Jr.
Gets rocked with another right hand!
David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. Live November 26th, only on Fight Sports.
Let's go. Darren and I are traveling around the world to find some new perspectives on some very old problems.
I can't believe this place exists.
Searching for healthy, sustainable living solutions for the planet.
Merge where we live with what we eat.
And all who live on it.
Woo! From Europe to the Amazon, from superfoods to eco-warriors. Welcome to a culture that screams green and responsible.
It's time to get down to earth.
Welcome back. Relatives of the Bogia man killed in Medang 2 weeks ago staged a peaceful march yesterday in a show of disappointment over the lack of response by concerned authorities over this case. A petition was also presented to the Medang town mayor, Peter Yelzi, and told to take it further to the provincial level.
The Bogia community came in truckloads, marched peacefully into the Medan Urban Local Level Government Office and handed their written petition to the town mayor. Bogia community representative Adrian Angasa expressed disappointment at the manner in which Medan authorities have handled the death of their son.
So that you, na government do you, masawe, community na society masawe, law enforcement masawe. You got time where you must come to sila kain time where civil society must kiram nas make you understand. Suppose national government will not make it, provincial government will not make it, local level will not make it. The government do you, law enforcement place clear. Civil society now sana talk about the worry blow.
Angasa further added that due to the inaction by the local authorities, it has left them with no choice but to take action, and this was the first of many to come. Upon receiving the petition, Medang Town Mayor Peter Yelzi acknowledged the peaceful manner in which the petition was presented and assured them that he would escalate their petition to the provincial government. He also apologized to the immediate family for the loss of a life. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The government has granted initial approval for the establishment of a rice special economic zone in the country, which will include a joint venture between the state and Rigo Rice. Prime Minister James Marape made the announcement recently, underlining the government's commitment to kickstart a substantial commercial rice industry within the next 5 years, with the goal of replacing the country's annual rice imports valued at over 900 million kina. Marape stressed the significance of this national project, stating that the government places the highest priority on this initiative and is eager to see the state negotiating team conclude negotiations for a joint venture between the state and Rigo Rice, which will be established without delay to nurture the domestic rice industry. He emphasized the need to reduce the country's reliance on rice imports, which currently stands at over 400,000 tons annually. The new retail fuel price for this month has reduced and became effective today in Port Moresby. Petrol has been reduced by 22 toya, while diesel and kerosene reduced by 17 toya respectively.
ICCC's Commissioner Paulus Hines said the new indicative retail prices for petrol, diesel and kerosene will hold decrease on average throughout PNG, starting effectively in Port Moresby today. He said this during a press conference yesterday in Port Moresby. Hines said these new retail price decreases are mainly attributed to the average decrease in international crude oil price in the month of October 2023.
Price for the month of November will see 4 kina 46 toya, close to 4 kina 47 toya, a reduction of 22 toya. Diesel will see a reduction by 17 toya, and it will go down to 4 kina 55 toya. Kerosene will go down to 4 kina 27 toya, a reduction of 17 toya from last month.
Hines said the decrease in the average crude oil price is mainly attributed to the reduced demand from China, as China's manufacturing activities have slowed down.
China is now the demand has just declined, so fuel prices have actually come down with crude oil price. So this month, it's a good news for our consumers, PNV operators, and the general public that, like I said in the last story, fuel price is dictated by the global supply and demand. There is nothing here in this country anyone should be blaming.
Hines said retail prices in all other designated centers will change accordingly to their quarterly approved domestic freight rates for the past quarter of 2023 and their respective annual retail margins for this year. The commissioner added that for all other centers, the maximum retail prices for each regulated petroleum product will all decrease on average, consistent with the decreases observed for Port Moresby. Tracy Sipa, TV1 News.
We apologize, we are unable to bring you the finance report as it was not provided to us. TV1 News continues after the break with news abroad. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses?
Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and the New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Ton 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 ton, hino ton ton.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton ton.
Paying for your PNG air ticket with Cell Money is now possible. Visit the website www.pngair.com.pg to make a booking and select Cell Money as the payment option. You will receive a confirmation email including Cell Money reference number and the amount to pay within 24 hours. Once done, dial *888#, select option 4 Bill Pay, select PNG Air, enter the Cell Money reference number. You will receive a pop-up message asking you to confirm that all your information provided is correct. Enter the Cell Money PIN to confirm the payment. You will receive an email for PNG Air with your ticket details. Call 888 for assistance. Cell Money, a product of Digicel.
For the first time ever, Backroads leaves Australian soil.
Hi, I'm Tanya Bale. I'm excited to show off a part of Papua New Guinea that's close to my heart.
To uncover the vibrant and resilient spirit of Rabaul.
It's a place where nature's glory can suddenly be eclipsed by its fury.
The mountains, the volcanoes, the ocean cannot speak. We will tell the story.
Backroads, Sunday on ABC Australia.
Welcome to MotoGP. To be a highly dramatic 18-lap Malaysian Grand Prix Moto2 started with...
So that's a very decent middle sector for the Alpine. They only half a second.
Oh, they have crashed! They've gone into each other! What a start for Will Davison. Di Pasquale has been swamped.
Some of the biggest and most talented egos in sailing.
The two-time defending champions make it 2 in a row.
Hi, I'm Darren Robertson, an expat pom, chef and part owner of the 3 Blue Ducks in the Sydney beachside suburb of Bronte. A few years ago, I started thinking about making a shift towards more sustainable cooking, but I've become fascinated with cooking over simple fire or hot coals. I just want to see how far I can push that theory and what these simple elements can help me create.
So welcome to my charcoal kitchen. Let's light the fires, stoke the coals and get cooking.
Welcome back. With the region increasing the focus of an intensifying contest for influence between superpowers China and the US, Cook Islands Prime Minister and Forum Chair Mark Brown urged all dialogue partners to respect our voices, our choice, our Pacific way. The Forum Chair said the Forum Leaders Meeting is not just an event, it is a milestone in our collective journey as stewards of the Blue Pacific continent. Brown said as host for the 52 PIF Leaders Meeting, the Cook Islands look forward to working with all delegations to achieve Pacific Leaders' vision for a resilient Pacific region of peace, harmony, security, social inclusion and prosperity that ensures all Pacific peoples can lead free, healthy and productive lives. Anthony Albanese has touched down in the Cook Islands where he is attending the Pacific Islands Forum.
The major meetings are going to be the 2 days after today. So that's when Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will head to Aitutaki, a tiny and very, very beautiful little tropical atoll about an hour north of where we are right now here in Rarotonga. So today is really more about the bilateral meetings. The Prime Minister is going to take the opportunity to have a few pull-asides and sit-down meetings with leaders from 3 Pacific Island nations there, Cook Islands, Nauru and Kiribati. They might actually be quite interesting meetings in their own right, in particular with Kiribati. That's a country that's quite important to Australia. It's strategically very contested, and it's also a nation that's taken a turn in some ways towards authoritarianism over the last couple of years. That happened at the same time that it actually split with other countries from the Pacific Islands Forum. So Australia is engaged in a delicate dance with countries like that. On the one hand, it wants to stand up for its values and to push questions around human rights. course, on the other hand, the last thing it wants to do is push island nations like Kiribati towards China. And China, of course, has been making great inroads in countries like that recently. So the main game is not today, it's really tomorrow and the day after, but still some interesting meetings coming up. Both this government and the governments before it have put an enormous amount of work into the Pacific. This is what was once called the Pacific Step Up, but it's now really embedded across all parts of government policy. You see more Australian police and ADF going to Pacific Island nations to help them with training. You see more money being ploughed into the Pacific in terms of foreign aid, and in particular in terms of climate change. We're going to see some significant announcements potentially from the Prime Minister over the next day or so, with more money ploughed into multilateral funds to help them deal with the impacts of climate change. So across the board, you see Australia trying to lift its game in the Pacific. But there are still points of tension, not just climate change, as we discussed yesterday, but also Australia's plan to develop nuclear-powered submarines under the AUKUS agreement. Some Pacific Island nations are broadly comfortable with that. They understand the strategic rationale. Other countries are a little bit more hesitant, and some are outright hostile to the idea. They don't like the militarisation of the region, and they are increasingly worried about the growing number of nuclear-powered assets that might be travelling through the region under the AUKUS agreement. So Australia has a fine balance that it has to strike here, both on climate and on defence policy. And I think that's the sort of line that you'll see the Prime Minister trying to walk over the coming days.
The European Union ambassador to the Pacific, Barbara Plinkett, has described the upcoming signing of the Samoa Agreement in Apia next week as a milestone. Addressing the Pacific ACP leaders meeting in Rarotonga on Tuesday, Plinkett said the agreement will include a specific Pacific EU protocol. Plinkett says this is a historic moment in Pacific-EU relations, which will take partnership to the next level. The European Union and the Pacific are long-standing friends and partners with shared interests and values. This is reflected again in the Samoa Agreement and more specifically its Pacific Protocol, which is fully aligned with the Pacific Island Forum's 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, Plinkett told Pacific ACP leaders. Following on-country hearing in Torres Strait in June, proceedings for a climate case will resume today in the federal court. Traditional owners from the islands of Boigu and Saibai are suing the Commonwealth in an attempt to save their homelands from rising sea levels and warming temperatures.
This is a crucial next step for the Australian climate case. Traditional owners Uncle Pabai Pabai and Uncle Paul Kabai are the plaintiffs, and they are suing the Commonwealth, saying and arguing that it holds a legal responsibility to prevent the loss of their communities to climate change. Earlier this year, you might remember, we had on-country federal court hearings in the Torres Strait. This is where the uncles put forward evidence saying that extreme weather conditions and the rising sea levels were causing damage to their homes, their grave sites and their cultural sacred landmarks, as well as food sources. Now, in this phase of the case, the court will hear from climate science experts on the impacts and harms from climate change in the Torres Strait. Now, the uncles are hoping that the court will put forward an order so that the federal government has to take action to prevent these harms. And that includes cutting greenhouse gas emissions in line with the best available science. Isabel Reinecke is from the Grata Fund, and she's been helping the plaintiffs with their case.
If the uncles win, it will be a truly transformative moment for Australia. It will mean that the court has recognised that what the Australian government is doing on climate change is deeply unlawful and is in fact negligent. You know, we can morally know that it's true that what the Australian government is doing is negligent, but for the court to actually find that the government is negligent, that means that there are compellable actions that the Australian government has to take to stop causing the harm.
The hearings will run in Melbourne for the next 3 weeks, and court will resume next year in Cairns.
William Tyrrell's foster father has been found not guilty of knowingly giving false evidence to the Crime Commission during a hearing about the boy's disappearance. A Sydney magistrate was not convinced he deliberately lied when he denied knowledge that his wife had assaulted a different child in their care.
As he walked from court, William Tyrrell's foster father decided to let the verdict speak for itself. Minutes earlier, he was cleared of lying to the State's Crime Commission during a hearing in 2021, where he and his wife were questioned over William's disappearance from Kendall on the state's mid-north coast in 2014. The foster mother was also found not guilty last year of lying to the Commission. Prosecutors this week played covert recordings to the court. In them, the couple could be heard discussing incidents where the foster mother had hit and kicked another child in their care prior to the Crime Commission hearing. They argued this proved he had lied when he denied any knowledge of her assaulting the child. But the magistrates sided with the defence, dismissing all 5 charges levelled against him by the team investigating his foster son's disappearance. In delivering his verdict, Magistrate John Arms told the court in 3 of the counts the questions asked of the foster father were too ambiguous, while in the other 2 counts he was not convinced he had intentionally lied. In a statement, the foster father's lawyer said he always maintained his innocence in relation to these charges and is glad the court found that way. His concern remains, as it always has, that William Tyrrell remains a missing person. The inquest into the little boy's disappearance will likely resume early next year.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 GB per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 GB per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 GB weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club. Only with Digicel.
Hey viewers, got a red dish on your roof? You can watch over 80 channels of exclusive NRL, State of Origin, Filipino and Indian drama series, local, international, live news, plus some great international channels on Digicel TV. Get a 20-channel plan for as low as 20 kina for the one-day plan or 80 kina only if you jump in and buy the whole month at once. Want more? Maybe the 40-channel plan is what you need. Buy now for 25 kina for the one-day plan, or be brave and go for the whole month, and it's only 105 kina. Want even more? Try the 60-channel plan. It's only 35 kina for the one-day plan, or take the big step and purchase the 30-day plan for only 185 kina. You want the biggest TV plan in PNG, over 80 channels for as little as 40 kina a day for the one-day plan, or take the whole month at once and you could be choosing from over 85 channels with either the Indian or the Filipino channel options as an add-on. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
On the ground, the Fijian. Kebalo, oh, Butterfingers there out of the hands of Dotty. You've got to be careful. He's up. Ramos in the corner.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appetit.
And discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel. Streaming now on Outdoor.
Game's about to start. Oh, there's Tom. Oh, let's go to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is no place for 4 old women. This could be Tom's last one. I just really need this trip.
Let's go!
Oh my God, that's Tom Brady!
80 for Brady premieres Saturday, November 18th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
This November, search your inner strength to face a world on the edge. As the climate crisis continues to displace families and livelihoods, find out how true grit and ingenuity can help them tide through the longest day. Unpaid and underappreciated, Civilian volunteers wager their lives in the face of disasters, but do they grasp the risk of laying their lives on the line in No Ordinary Rescue? They are trained to stay calm in the midst of a crisis.
I kind of realize this isn't going to end well.
In a hostage situation, they are masters of the art of mediation. They are the negotiators. This November on CNA. Understand Asia.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, well-known engineering consultant Kramer Osenko has come to the assistance of East New Britain athletes preparing for the Pacific Games with a 10,000 kina contribution towards their travel costs and lead-up preparations. Kramer Osenko was responding to an appeal for support last week by the athletes of this province. Athletics PNG President Tony Green thanked the firm for their support and said other sponsors were also responding to the appeal. He added there had been a lot of concern about funding for Games preparations, but he considers this program very important and one that will really lift the morale of the athletes. Athletics PNG is responsible for flying athletes into Port Moresby, as well as payment of the levy fees of 2,000 kina per person and the cost of their leader preparations. NSI-based Adolf Kauba and lay-based Scholastic Herman flew into Port Moresby onto Brisbane on Monday last week, along with NCD-based Eldon Totti. The athletes are spending a little over 3 weeks at the Gold Coast before travelling to Honiara in time for the athletic competition, which commences 27th November. As the annual Oceania Rugby Sevens Championship draws near, the top Pacific Island nations of Fiji, Tonga and Samoa are looking forward to some game time after a long break from the HSBC Sevens Series and World Rugby Challengers Series. The three-day tournament starting this Friday will feature 25 teams, 15 men's and 10 women's teams from 14 countries in the region, including Papua New Guinea.
Fiji Airways Fijiana Sevens coach Sayasi Fuli says they will use this competition as a platform to gain some game time while keeping an eye on the prize. He says it's a massive opportunity for them as a team to prepare well and play in this tournament, and the girls are looking forward to playing this weekend and trying to secure a spot for the Paris Olympics next year. Fuli says they missed out on the series until the final day in Toulouse, and they have set their goal to rest well, recover and prepare for the qualification. Tonga will also be seizing the opportunity to create history and qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympics for the first time for the island nation. Tonga men's sevens coach Tevita Tuifua says securing a direct Olympics qualification spot would mean more than just a sporting achievement. He says it represents not only a chance to showcase their talent on the global stage, but also a testament to the hard work and dedication of the players, support staff, Tonga Rugby Union and the government, and would be a source of inspiration for the entire island. The Oceania Sevens will be held from Friday to Sunday at the Ballymore Stadium in Brisbane. Jerry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Meantime, there are two qualifications at stake in the Oceania Sevens Men's Challenge, one for the Olympic qualifier and one for the Challenger Series. For the Olympic qualifier, 2 spots are further available, one for direct qualification and one for repechage. For the women, New Zealand and Australia have already qualified, so the fight is between Fiji, Samoa, PNG and other participating women's teams. For men, New Zealand and Fiji have qualified, so the 2 spots are up for grabs between Australia, Samoa and the rest of the participating teams. The other qualification is the Challenger Series, with 2 spots available for non-core teams and 1 spot for non-core teams in the women's. Cricket PNG's junior player pathway has just got a lot more exciting with the introduction of the ICC's CRIO program that will be used through BSB School Cricket and Santos Love Cricket programs. CRIO is a modified version of the game that uses cricket to unite, inspire and empower communities and participants.
Creole will be trialed in 8 schools in NCD and will also form a major component of the All Abilities Fun Day, with participants from Cheshire homes already confirmed to attend at the Amini Park. The final date is yet to be confirmed. BSP Program Coordinator Hannah Samuel said their expectations of an increase in primary school student participation in Q4 is looking good with the introduction of the ICC's Creole program. Creole is a modified version of the game that uses cricket to unite, inspire, and empower communities and participants. Creole can be played by anyone, anytime, anywhere. A pidgin version of the Creole booklet is being finalized to strengthen the communication about Creole to young primary schools where English is their second or third language of choice. Cricket PNG's Development Officer, Eli Willie, started a rollout by delivering the Creole Facilitator course to Cricket PNG's NCD and Central Province Development Officers on Tuesday this week. Cricket PNG's long-standing partnership with BSP School Cricket Program is run through primary schools that agree to take on the non-contact sport using specialized equipment sponsored by BSP. Supervision will be carried out by Cricket PNG's BSP dedicated development officers who have been seen in primary schools throughout the country, such as Paul Sibert, who recently visited schools on Kakar Island in Mutang Province to conduct the BSP School Cricket Program. Teachers are also welcome to participate in the training and development programs. BSP throughout Papua New Guinea has introduced cricket to 100 primary schools around the country and reached 40,785 participants in Q3 of 2023. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather forecast for the main centers. Southern region, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Port Moresby, mostly fine with chances of afternoon shower or two. Omase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, mostly fine. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Buka, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered morning fog, then isolated afternoon showers. Koroka and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with few showers. Ocean forecast for the next 24 hours. Pacific Ocean seas moderate to rough with southwest to westerly winds of 20 to 30 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of Samarai Islands to Cape Vogel and eastern and western Milne Bay Islands. Finchafen through Vitias, Dampier Straits to Siasi, Long Islands. Seas 2 to 3 meters. It's another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.